Well, good morning, gentlemen. It is a cold morning this morning, and today I wanted to talk to you guys about something that I've worked on a lot the past year or so, or couple of years of my life, and it's something that I noticed with the rise in social media and technology, and we tend to have issues with it, a lot of men in particular, and just a lot of people in general, and that is contentment. Now I'm starting my morning out in my Salvinelli estate pipe. This was the first pipe that I picked up, and first pipe I ever bought from a thrift store, and cleaned it up, and I'm smoking some Maltese Falcon out of it. It's a great morning smoke for me. But speaking of contentment, I'll tell you a little backstory of me growing up. Now, if you ask my mom, growing up, she would call me, I guess, a dreamer of sorts. I always wanted to try new things, and I was always changing my mind, and even into my late teens, early 20s, still the same way, and up to a couple years ago, I would always hear of something new, up and coming, something, I would see something fun on YouTube or whatever of someone else doing something, and I would decide I wanted to do that, and I'd kind of go all in on it, and I'd go buy the necessary equipment to do it, or decide I was gonna travel the world or such and such, and I was always chasing different things, and I didn't necessarily ever see it as an issue, and I still don't know if I don't believe that particular attribute is an issue, but I realized that my thought process behind it was an issue. See, I was always chasing better things. I had good jobs growing up, and I would always leave them for something different, something better. I would always find something new to try that was more interesting to me. I'd lose interest in something and pick up something else, and it was almost too constant. Now, there's a difference between just putting something down and trying something new because you're bored of it, or completely losing interest in a job and wanting a career change. Now, mine was not wanting a career change. I was just changing something different about myself. And I never learned to be content with what I had. I always needed something different, something new. And I've realized that's a big problem in my life, and it's a big problem in other people's lives now. I've slowed down the past year or two. I've slowed way down. Nowadays, I don't even like to leave the house, to be honest with you. We joke about that, my wife and I. We joke all the time about how we don't like leaving the house, and we're just home buddies, and I'm perfectly okay with that. And reading through the Bible and studying Proverbs like I have the past couple of years, I've noticed that being content is a big part of what it means to be wise, or a big attribute of being wise, and just having favor with God. Being content with what God's given you and taking care of what God's given you is extremely important. So I'm always content nowadays. I like to think about everything that I have possession of. My wife, and the land that we live on, and the house that we're building, and the old truck that I drive. I could easily want a newer truck, and I could probably go out and take a loan on a new truck, but I'm content with what I have. It runs okay. It has its issues, but it runs just fine. And I could always want something better. I could want a different job, a better job. I could chase after more money, but what I make is plenty for what we need, and there's no sense in chasing after and stressing myself out over something that could be more. So I encourage you guys to just stay content with what you have. Think about what you have in your life. Think about either the possessions that you hold. Maybe you collect playing cards. Well, those playing cards are something that you cherish, that you collect, or a job that you have. It could be a job working as a greeter at Walmart. It's still a job. It pays you money, and if you don't think it's sufficient, then maybe start something else. But don't give up a steady income to chase after a dream. There's some wisdom in that. And I've done that before. I've left a perfectly good job paying perfectly good money for a job that was not steady, and it came back to bite me in the butt. So I want to encourage you guys to just stay content with what you have. Now, there's nothing wrong with chasing after things or trying to start new jobs, careers, or chasing after different goals. I'm not saying don't do that, but I'm saying be happy with what you have. Be content. I always tell God, I said, God, I'm content with where I'm at. I'm happy with where I am at. I appreciate you for what you've given me. But if I can handle more, give me more. If you've created me to handle more than what I currently have, I'm willing to take it. But don't give it to me if I can't handle it in a godly, wise manner. And I feel like that's a prayer a lot of us need to pray. So with that being said, I'm going to sit on the back porch of my new house and I'm going to smoke my pipe and talk to God for a little bit. If you guys like this video, give me a big thumbs up on the video and drop a comment down just saying that you liked it and that you appreciated it. If you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, I talk about all things manly and mostly about how to become a better man or what makes a man. And I appreciate you guys hanging out with me this morning. And I look forward to seeing you guys for tomorrow's video. I'll talk to you later, gentlemen. Bye-bye.